Brand Minds presents Global Thinkers about AI in the business world. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of AI?
So the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of AI is unlimited possibilities. So AI is now like the wild, wild west. Like everything, anything that has been thought of, that has been discovered, and humanity is right there. It's in the ether. And it's only up to you to decide how deep or how in-depth you want to get into any particular topic, endeavor, or even vision. And I think the fact that everything now is just a few keystrokes away, it really has made it possible to democratize access to brilliance even. I think a lot of what has been done in the past, we can learn from. And because AI learns with us, if we choose to, we can actually create a future where we learn from our mistakes. It's just up to us to be able to harness its power and make sure that it's used for something that will forward the cause of humanity and not work against it. And that's a very thin line sometimes that once crossed, it really shapes how everyday people perceive the realities of AI and how we can either learn from and have it work for us or be victims of the technology.
If you had an AI collaborator with limitless potential, what challenge would you ask it to solve first?
If I had an AI collaborator with limitless potential, I would probably ask it to solve problems related to the sustainability of how we do things. No matter what technologies we build, no matter what we do with what we have and what we've created, there will always only be one Earth. The way we're able to safeguard and take care of our resources for the next generation is going to be critically important, regardless where we end up as a species. I believe that it's incumbent upon us to be able to make sure that regardless what technologies we come up with, that it will, at the end of the day, be of service to humanity in more ways than just fulfilling our personal desires.
What is the biggest change that AI is bringing to your work in the present?
The biggest change that AI is bringing to my work in the present is our ability to now take an idea to execution. I mean, what was before something that would probably take a few weeks or months now can be done in a few seconds, if not a few hours. It just boggles the mind how we are able to now do this in such a short period of time. And in the world of media, storytelling, to be able to have a sparring partner or someone to be able to bounce ideas off is very important, which I think a lot of entrepreneurs or people in the corporate environment also lack. But now, because you have this resource, it's now easy to be able to take something, dissect it, and actually come up with something that has also gone through the level of insight and thought as to be able to come up with a great product or a great story.
What is the biggest change you see AI bringing to your industry in the next 10 years?
The biggest change that I see AI bringing to my industry in the next 10 years is the democratization of creation. You know, in a few years, you will have anyone, anywhere in the world create world-class global content that millions of people in their homes, in their mobile device can consume. And you won't need any intermediaries, you won't need a network, you won't need a platform. You can be your own creator, distributor that gives content that is relevant to millions of people. And AI will be an integral part of that because that AI will enable you to be able to essentially do some things that before, you know, an entire broadcast channel or an entire platform, whether that's social media or traditional media, would have had hundreds of people come up with. And this will really make creativity, this will make entrepreneurship wildly accessible to so many people. I think that's the beauty of where we're headed in our industry.
How do you see AI empowering human potential rather than replacing it in your industry?
I see AI empowering rather than replacing human potential in my industry because at the end of the day, nothing is more compelling than something that is based on a true story. There is nothing more compelling than something that a human being has gone through and is now sharing. No AI can replace that. In fact, the very essence of why we tell stories is deeply rooted in our desire to be able to share. You know, it's been said that there are two important days in a person's life. One is the day that you're born, and it's the day you find out why. And I think the ability to be able to access that and to find out what that reason is through your own journey. And once that's shared, that is not even intelligence. That is just your reason for being. And I think it's those things, those intangible elements to storytelling that no AI will ever replace.
Brand Minds, uniting the business world.